Hi guys, Alan Mary meets everybody. It's MicheleMarieDalene, and yes, it is the 15th of September in 2020. Are we gonna have a live show tonight? Probably, but the reason I'm doing a vlog is I wanted to get some things ahead of time based on some facts. First of all, the problem solving caucus, as they call it, in the House of Representatives, has come up with a bill that is a bipartisan piece of legislation with about 50 members of the House, consisting of 25 Republicans and 25 Democrats. The bill comes out to be about $1.5 trillion. It has a lot of promise, has a lot of things that everybody wants, and remember I told you last time, 117 Democrats complained to Nancy Pelosi and told her to just work on the bill and get the situation resolved. People want that stimulus to be done. The deadline for the elections is coming up, and also the deadline for coming up with a new budget for 2020 or 2021. The first quarter of the House bill has come up by October 1st. And so there is definitely a bit of pressure to come up with something before October 1st for the federal budget. There are proposals for continuing resolution, which would solve the problem for the time being. Some are saying is, well, it makes sense to throw in the stimulus into the CR. I honestly don't know how well that would work, but here's something I'm concerned about. Guys, I'm not sure if you realized it, but the Democrats and the Republicans have been fighting tooth and nail on this situation with the continuing resolutions and our budgets for years. And things are not going to work out as well as they have been, because continuing resolutions do not solve the long-term problems or the reality of what's going on in government. Okay, it just doesn't. So, do I think we're going to have a government shutdown because of this? I honestly can't say. But I do know that if the problem-solving caucus can work on this stimulus bill, maybe they can come up with a actual, honest-to-God working budget for October 1st and stop with the continuing resolution BS and come up with a bill that works for everybody. Also, the presidential debates are coming up in October as well. However, I'm not sure how I'm going to cover them because this is related to something else, which I'm going to bring up. The viewership on my channel is dropping. Looking at the last night's video, we only had like 46 views, and we were getting as high as 100 views within 2 days. Now, that may not be anything in the long term serious. YouTube does have its dribs and drabs. Trust me, we've all been staying home. We all been basically feeling like, like prisoners. And a lot of people have just basically wanted to do something other than watch YouTube videos. And I can tell you, I get it. I do get it. Okay. However, because of the time involved, the viewership is, of course, is important. It makes a channel feel like they're reaching out to the right people, and that's what I want to try to do. But if I can say something in 10 minutes instead of 2 hours, it would make sense to say it in 10 minutes than 2 hours. That's what I'm beginning to think, is maybe we need to change the way we do things again. So that's what I want your opinions here is, what do you propose? What do you think we should do? Should we change the schedule again, to something where going more back to the vlogs, and then um, reach out to the people through the vlogs? Or should we continue to do the video live streams even if the viewership drops down to less than 2 viewers an hour or 2 viewers a day? I have to consider the amount of time involved here with these live streams, because you know, well, live streams were doing well for a long time, and then the viewership dropped to the floor. I think what it was is that the audience began to realize that my channel wasn't so funny. It was never really meant to be funny anyway. But it seems like people are aware that the channel had kind of lost its mojo, which is kind of weird because it never really had mojo. um, I mean, sometimes we do great things, and sometimes we don't. It's, as I said before, it's a luck of the draw. Sometimes the shows are fantastic. Some days the shows suck. All right. Um. However, I could say it's quite a bit different on the World of Warcraft channel, because that channel is starting to show more viewers, compared to what it was showing before, and I'm actually pretty impressed by it, because I wasn't expecting that the World of Warcraft was going to make that much of a difference. I mean, it's going up a bit. We're up to 77 subs on that channel, and that's good, because that channel right now is doing the best of all. The main channel, we're up to 701 subs, but the numbers have been fluctuating a bit, and I'm not sure if there's a real reason behind that. If you know, is it YouTube playing head games with people's notifications again? I mean, they've been doing that. That's one of the live streams at a regular time does make sense, because if YouTube is playing head games with me, with my viewers' notifications, then yeah, it does make sense to have a live stream at a certain time, or even to do a premiere or something like that, or to release a video at a certain time, because we know that YouTube has been playing head games on my channel. So I don't really know what to say, except to say is that I'm really growing kind of sad that this is not going as well as it was, but we're still kind of holding on, so that's great. But I'd like to see more people come to the channel. Okay, well, let's talk about something related to the channel news. The weather. In Connecticut, New England, we are going to be, actually the East Coast in general, we're going to be seeing a cool down. A lot cooler weather in the next few weeks, closer to that of October, November weather. So obviously, I'm planning to take the air conditioner out of the window on October 1st, because at that time the temperatures will stabilize towards fall, and remember, fall actually starts on September 21st. So yeah, you're gonna start to see temperatures dropping, and that's an issue. COVID-19 issues right now. The virus is making a resurgence again, unfortunately. Right now, it's India and Brazil, and North America is seeing more cases of COVID-19 nationwide, and also in Argentina and Brazil, and in India. So yeah, it's getting rough out there. So how long is this stupid thing going to be bugging us? Honestly, I don't know, because they keep. It seems like everybody's waiting for the vaccine, which is great, but I don't think. Honestly, I don't know when this is going to end. Do I think China should be held accountable? 100%. I absolutely think China is to be held accountable for the virus because of bad policies in China. I keep bringing that up on the show. It keeps falling on deaf ears. Okay, is the United Nations gonna bitch slap them? I have no idea, but I will tell you what, China, you are guilty of bad management from the lab that done it and researched in Wuhan province to the way you handled the response when the actual contagion was being reported, and then actually having a festival for expats to come home at the same time, and not doing screening at airports before people left the country. Now, of course, at the time, the test took longer, and so that may have been a problem. Do you think TSA is bad now? Imagine what the TSA would be like if you have to wait at the airport for 2 weeks before you can catch a flight. Yeah, not good. But clearly, something has to be done. Okay. So now, I want to get back to the debates. Now, are we going to cover them live here on the channel? I'd like to cover them live. The only problem is twofold. Number one, is there going to be enough people to justify the time to set up for a live stream to cover the debates? Okay. Now, we know the debates last about an hour. We know that. They know they normally start about 8 or 9 o'clock. Okay, we know that. But is there going to be enough people to justify watching the debate? And obviously, we would have, during the debate, we would be having our own commentary to cover debates, issues between the two parties, between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Now remember, Donald Trump is 74, Joe Biden is 77. However, Joe Biden lately has been pretty much, it's been like everybody with COVID-19 concerns, staying home, not going very far, getting fat, and miserable with depression setting in all over the country. Why is the depression setting in? Because of the lack of activity. Why is people getting fat? Lack of activity, including me. Okay, so yeah, we need to do something differently. Now, also, my ears are going to be here probably by Friday of this week, maybe sooner than that. It said the 18th or 15th. No, 16th. 16th, a Thursday. Right now is in Illinois. What about the eyebrows? Well, those are going to take a little longer to make. Because that's going to be custom made eyebrows. I have to figure out how to make them. I don't know when we're going to make the eyebrows. But we'll figure it out, okay? We'll figure it out. But at least we got the ears coming. The ears are going to be most important. Blood elf is no blood elf without the ears, alright? Okay, that's a fact, okay? Eyebrows and another thing that I've seen a couple crafts people DIY making the eyebrows using white glue and hair. Oh, what kind of hair? Is it horse hair? Is it human hair? Is it synthetic? I don't know. She didn't say where she got the hair. But we'll have to see what happens with the eyebrows. Okay? We'll get them done. So, the question is, I'm asking this now before the show because we are having a show tonight. At least that's my plan. Is, do you think it's worth it to continue on with a live stream 6 days a week? Especially since there's nothing going on. There's really little to talk about. Really. There just hasn't been enough content to address the issues that we see around us. The last few shows have been, like I said, the viewership has been pretty dismal, and the replays are kind of dismal too. Of course, there are other channels you can watch, and of course, those people who can do it are going out. Sure with that. Oh yeah, I've been tired lately too. Have been going out doing their own things on their own lives and everything, and that's a very big point. Is that not everybody is sitting around the house watching videos. Some people are, but some people are not. Okay, that's a simple fact. Now, if you have any ideas for a live stream and you would like to see a live stream continue, I really could use some ideas. I will look at them. Doesn't mean I'm going to say yes without looking at them first, but I will look at them. And also, I'd like to know where all my where all my viewers are going. Did they find a competing channel that was more exciting? Have they just been trying to get caught up with everyday life issues, which is probably what some people are doing? I'm curious, because right now, if the viewership is dropping right now, and we're not even in winter yet, what's winter going to be like? Oh, you know that during the holidays, during Christmas and New Year's, people are not watching live stream because they're spending time with their friends and family in the normal circumstances. But this year hasn't been normal. So, in fact, it's so unnormal that people are really kind of wondering what's 2021 going to be like. I don't know. But 2020 for me has been a boring summertime. Spring was in pain in spring. Summer has been a waste. Winter, autumn is probably going to be another washout. Winter, yeah, I'm going to be getting my back on my job. I'll be back on my work on December 21st. We're going to be having a lot of snow this year. We're going to have a lot of cold. We're going to be having a lot of seasonal precipitation. And unfortunately, when's the soup kitchen going to open? Nobody knows. Nobody has a clue when the soup kitchen's opening. No more than anybody has a clue when we're going to get a stimulus check. So, I guess that's about it. That's not much more to say. I just wanted to talk to you about this before the 7 p.m. Eastern show, because I wanted to give you time to mull over these questions and comment in the comment section below. And if you have ideas, I'm all ears. I'll listen. In fact, in a couple days, they're going to be very big ears listening. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Stay out of trouble. Bye-bye, everybody.